Hi, and welcome to another edition of the marketing edition of the Mind Management Mentors podcast. This is going out to all the course creators, all the coaches out there that's on that journey of going through coaching. And I've gone through that process and still go through that process, to be fair, about learning marketing, learning how to increase sales and generate more for your business. One of the best ways to do that is by creating courses, but it's an absolute minefield. So I've reached out to today's guest who's going to introduce himself. Go for it, AD.
Hello, thank you for having me. First and foremost, Cuddy, it's a pleasure to be with you. My name's AD. I help trainers and coaches to get their knowledge online so that they can make some revenue. And you're absolutely right. Online courses is a way of doing that. Communities are very special, dear to my heart. What a cracking topic!
And that's what we're going to be talking about today on this podcast. This is the marketing edition of the Mind Management Mentors, because I have coaches come on that talk about their coaching experience, the wins, the losses, and how we can manage those things. And then we've got the marketing edition, and today is going to be so powerful because we are going to be talking about a certain platform that we both use, and there's a reason we both use it, but we'll explain that because I'm nowhere near as experienced as you, AD, on this platform. It's a new platform for me, but I found it when it was brand new. It was maybe 2 months old when I got involved. There was only in the Facebook group, I think there was only 71 people when I joined. But
Wow.
It resonated for me on the value of the price. And I like that because I've seen, and we're going to talk about other platforms. And if anybody's watching this, they're going to like, right, we need to have a look into. You might have seen the adverts on Facebook. We're going to talk about adverts and how the different ways to create courses for people and how you help, AD. So, AD, talk about what you do as your business and how you help people.
Okay, and so a very whistle-stop tour to my career. I left school and at the tender age of 16 joined the Royal Navy. I was there as a radio operator with a headset on my head. And when I left the Navy 7 years later, I found myself working in a call centre, probably because I had this comfort thing going on with a headset, maybe.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. And for anybody that's ever worked in a call centre, I actually think people should do national service in a call centre.
Yeah.
You'll be familiar that 2 or 3 years into a stint like that, you become, because of the turnover of staff, you become very experienced.
Yeah.
And you then kind of get yourself into a position where you're teaching others and helping others to do their job. And that's where I really got the taste for learning and development back then. And oh my gosh, it's over 20 years, Cuddy. How time has flown. But in that time since, that's where my passion has been, is to help people to learn, to develop, to grow, be that through training, coaching, mentoring, or whatever. And I've got lots of experience with lots of big companies globally in helping them to get learning online and to make the best use of learning tech. What I do today is work with a smaller business, really, and the smaller outfits that want to get their knowledge online.
Yeah.
And the key difference is we haven't got tens of thousands of pounds to spend in our small business. Our budgets are a lot tighter. And actually, the platform that you're referring to, EZY Course, is something I've been waiting for years, because this puts the capability of getting real good, solid online learning programs that are highly interactive with communities and that sort of stuff within the reach of the small business. And not only kind of online on the web, but also in the pocket in terms of mobile apps and things like that. There's one thing creating online courses and communities that you access online, but you get a complete different level of engagement when that's actually sat inside people's pockets. Very powerful.
Yes. And we're going to talk about EZY Course, and we're going to talk about how you help on EZY Course, because we're going to talk about some of the platforms that are out there, because everybody needs to be made aware of all the other platforms. There was one that I struggled with and I didn't understand. I started out on Udemy, and I still have courses on Udemy, and Udemy for me is super easy, super fantastic. They do all the hard work for me, and I don't have to pay for revenue and ad spend because they do it all.
Yeah.
But yet they take a big percentage of that, which is fine for me because it takes out all the headaches of advertising on social media, learning how to advertise on social media, and it helps me grow a community that way.
Yes.
That's how I learned that, and I found it a really easy way. Now, I wanted to be able to have all those courses on a different platform, and I was made aware of Teachable. I just found it confusing. That's just because I didn't learn the process from start to finish, and I needed something easier. So I originally started out with Samcart, and I found Samcart really easy, but I didn't understand the building of the community and the paying for ad spend to get people onto your course. That, to be fair, is still a mystery for me. And I
Yeah.
do hear a lot of horror stories about ad spends on Facebook, getting money back, paying somebody to do it, or doing it yourself to get people onto your course and things like that. But I have done it for other people, so it must work because there's quite a few people I'm in. But we're going to talk about why EZY Course is different, because there is a simplicity to it.
There is.
And for anyone listening, I'm very honest about my technical skills. I don't have many. I have enough to get by, but it has to be childlike for me to understand. I'm a drag and drop kind of guy. I need drag and drop, and I love Canva. Canva to me is a super simple platform for me to be able to create loads of fantastic content.
It's awesome, isn't it? Yeah, really good.
Canva's amazing. I do all my podcasts on Canva, I do Zoom and Canva, and it does it all for me, makes all the decoils, all the little intros and things like that. Easy peasy. I need that. Not Adobe, super complicated, click, control, paste, 3 mouses, none of that. EZY Course has massive, massive, massive potential and value. Why is it different? Because a lot of people I've noticed in the group have jumped from Kajabi.
Yes.
This is not to slam Kajabi if you're on Kajabi in any way whatsoever, because I think every platform's got its purpose and its place. And we're going to talk about school as well, because I looked into school, but there was something about it I didn't get, and that's a simplicity part of my mind. Talk to us about how easy EZY Course is.
Okay. It's good that you mentioned these other platforms because there are lots out there, quite frankly. I've got some videos on my YouTube channel where I kind of put 2 or 3 platforms side by side and help people to kind of understand the differences. And I'm very familiar with Kajabi from a few perspectives. So I'm on programs and courses myself that use that platform, and it's kind of okay, really. I wish the app didn't crash as much. That's really annoying. But like you say, I'm not here to kind of be disrespectful and list all the demons that are there. But to be fair, there are some when you put platforms side by side. I think there's a couple of things to look at. One is the ease of use. And secondly is the level of support that you get. And there's tools out there that enable you to kind of see, not from the platform's perspective how good it is, but from the user's perspective how good it is. So one to make a note of is g2.com. And if you've not come across that, it's a wonderful tool that allows you to search for any platform. Really, there's hundreds, thousands on there, and you can look at what things stack up like from a user experience perspective. So have a look at that, but also do have a look at obviously their webpage, their features, and what they say about themselves. But I think it's good to go under the hood a bit and just talk to your peers. In terms of what the experience is like. And you and I use EZY Course, and we can kind of confess that yes, there's elements of it that are really straightforward and easy, and actually you can get some really funky digital products to sell your knowledge online really quickly. That being the case, I think every bit of technology just needs that little bit of development, doesn't it? So for example, I confess that this time last year I didn't really use ChatGPT. This year I'm all over it. I'm creating my own chat GPTs and stuff like that. And for a while I was kind of the guy that was fearful of this unknown. And I just didn't kind of want to look at it and things like that. And I thought, I'm all right, Jack type thing. But you step over that and you go, oh, hold on a minute, let's have a look. And then all of a sudden you've got a tool that's a big part of your life. And that's what's happened with EZYcourse. I'm a digital guy and I'm quite technical, and I've got a good digital skill set that I can rely on. But even so, I've had to learn stuff and I've had to kind of explore and experiment and things like that. And we can't all be experts in everything.
No.
And as coaches and as trainers, we are highly specialist in whatever our field is.
Yeah.
And I guess that's where I come in. My specialist field is tech. So rather than people kind of worrying and panicking for hours on end on their own, then through either one-to-one coaching with me or being part of a community with me or being, completing a course that I've created, then, bit by bit, we can move up that mountain together.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, EZYcourse, really straightforward. There's stuff to learn, like there is with everything.
Yes.
Like learning to drive, I guess.
Yes, absolutely.
Happy to be a driving instructor.
Yeah, that's the probably one of the best ways to go. So when someone's looking out there, school's getting a lot of focus right now. A lot of people on school. What's the difference between school and EZYcourse?
I think the big difference for me is the ability to put this in people's pockets through mobile apps. That's enormous. If you look at kind of website statistics or and view this, that, the other, mobile is really strong, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I can relate. So some of my clients, if I take, Daz, he's a nutrition coach, very successful 6-figure business. He's created an app using EZYcourse. Well, I created the app for him using EZYcourse. That was a kind of done for you approach. But, the benefit to me, because I'm also a client of his, I'm not just, he's not just a client of mine. He's the guy that tells me what to eat and what not to eat. And, bollocks me if I've had a good weekend or whatever. In fact, it's quite forgiving. But, I can take his app into the gym and I can access his video library of workouts in the gym. I don't need to take the laptop. I don't need to take the desktop. It's there. I can plug my earphones in. I have had people in the gym joining in with me, actually. And it's that sort of stuff. It's being able to ask a question in the moment. The coaches that are watching this can think about their clients, and I'm pretty sure the questions don't always come into their mind when they're sat at the desk.
In the moment.
Exactly. It's going to be when they're out walking the dog or when they, just waiting for the kids after football or whatever it is, that a question pops in their mind. And, back to communities, if we've got the facility for people to able to kind of note that in the moment, and browse things when it's convenient for them. I don't always like to sit at this desk reading stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like to be kicked back on the couch and, responding to things in a community.
Yeah.
So that for me is the difference that EZYcourse has really brought to the table. Other apps are available, but to have your own, it's like you can proper big up your chest. Then you're a coach that's got your own app. Download my app from the App Store. It's powerful. It's really powerful.
It can be branded to their own logo.
Yeah, and it's affordable. It's not out of reach. You know what I mean? And, you can get free platforms, can't you? You're familiar with platforms that you can just very quickly create an online course. It's probably got, the platform branding all over it, but it's free. It's whatever.
Yeah.
And you can kind of go down that route and that's okay. But when you look at, so I go in a mate's shop, he's got a supplement shop and his shelves are full of product. And I walk in that shop and I go, how much does this actually cost to stock this shop, to pay for the rent, the gas, the electricity, everything that goes into a shop before you've even made a sale, right? That's kind of a lot of money. But that then creates what the margin of his retail business is. The same goes online. The tech isn't like a bill that's an inconvenient. It's a fundamental part of your operation.
Yeah.
And if you're going to create an online business, you need to invest in the right tools, to get the right level of revenue that you want and you deserve.
Yes.
So that's it. It's an investment. And when you go down that route, I think you put your stake in the ground and you go, I'm actually serious about this. I'm actually serious about this and I'm going to make it work versus here's a free platform. I'm just going to see what I can
Yeah,
do. You know, straight away there's that mental barrier, isn't there? And
yeah,
that unconscious thing that's going on that says, I've got no confidence this is going to work out for me. And we need to shake that. I nearly swore. We need to shake that stuff off. We absolutely need to shake that stuff off because I come across a lot of coaches that have got a lot to offer and they would absolutely smash it online. And they just need you know this, Cuddy, with the work that you do. They just need to shift that mindset, don't they?
yes, absolutely. It's always, and by the way, I'm always working on my mindset as well. I'm always very honest
Me
with that
too.
as well, and you always have to work on your own belief with things. And here's what
Daily.
I liked about the when I looked at Kajabi and they wanted 200. I think it was some. I don't want to misquote or mispronounce or anything like that. I think it was something like $240 a month or something before you even get started. I know there was different packages, and I was like, my God, that's. And I know it's Brendan Bouchard, and I love Brendan Bouchard as a coach, and I get it, and I think he's brilliant. But I was like, I just can't. I wasn't in a place to be able to afford that. It
Yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah.
I know the power of, and we're going to talk about that. So we've not really talked about the community part right yet. But getting onto a platform that's first of all affordable, but it has the tech to be able to add on. I know there's an add-on for the app and stuff like that, but once you've started building up and you've started showing how that money comes in, and one of your courses that you have shows you how to do that, I thought it was brilliant. Um, it's the community. So why, as a coach, does a coach want a community?
I think uh, I think we can go into part two, part three, part four on this question. Let
Let's
me.
go for it. Let's do it.
I'll try and give you the key elements. So I love communities.
Yeah,
One of my highlights of my career, I used to manage a community of 10,000 HR and learning and development professionals, a company called DPG that provided CIPD qualifications for that industry.
yeah,
And, these thousands of people were a mixture of people that were studying or people that were considering studying. And it was just a wonderful community. And a lot of learning goes on in there through conversation in any community. And I think the other thing to say is often the barrier for people creating online courses is the overwhelm that they fear
yeah,
in terms of the amount of content that you've got to create videos, PowerPoints, downloadable document, whatever it is. There are ways around that. And one of the ways around that is actually to set up a community. If you want a community opening like
yeah,
this week, talk to me and let's get it up and running. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's as quick as that, really, to get a community up and running. And what you can then do within the community is you use the community to feed your course content. So, for example, if you're taking people through a program that has 12 stages in it, then each week you focus on one of those steps. You have discussions around that. You have live events like this. You record those, you repurpose that for course content. And as you go through these things, you just kind of tuck in things to one side that spill out of the community
yeah,
to form the course that might then be on demand.
yeah,
So it's a quick way, it's literally I'm saying to you, provided you've got a structure and a plan
yeah.
of what your course should cover, open the community up next week and actually get started with it. Don't faff about. Because the other thing about a community, especially when we're doing live Zoom things like this, if I'd have recorded a video talking about communities today, there would have been 20 or 30 outtakes with rude words and things like that.
Ah,
Because we record something and then we critique it and then we go, oh, I'll do it again. And I'll do it again. I'll do it again. When you're live broadcasting into a community, just the same as if you were to rock up to an event and present on stage tomorrow, you know what you're talking about and you'll be all right.
yeah.
And it's the same going into a community. You do it just once and that's it. You know what I mean? And actually within a community, having that imperfection, having those ers and ums and things like that going on, is part of the personality, isn't it?
You know, there's always in the world of attraction and vibration, everybody always says that gratitude's one of the highest vibrations we can have. I've been doing a lot of studies into this, and I'm like, there is one higher than gratitude, and that's authenticity. And there's something very real about going. Like, I don't edit the podcasts. Literally, it's me and you talking.
Now you
I don't
tell
want thumbs
me.
down. Yeah, there's no editing to any of the podcasts that were done. Makes it sometimes that little bit less, but it makes it real. I'm not going to say it makes it less anything. I'm going to make it makes it more real. I think there has to be a realness to the coaching world. Sometimes I felt there's not a realness in the world of coaching. And I think if anything, especially as we're talking about communities, because I'm building a community but differently, and I'm talking to you about building a community in a different way. I think with the amount of communities that are out there, what's the community aspect that EZY Course offers?
So on a basic plan, and it is the thing to look at when you're looking at any plans is, for the basic level, for the minimum investment, what do we get? And if you look at Kajabi, I think their minimum level is around about $100, dollars, $100, $150, something like that. And straight away they put a ceiling on how many products you can have.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, it was just 3.
Yeah.
So first of all, that entry level EZY course, which is kind of $35, $40, $50, depending on how frequent you pay. Straight away you can have unlimited courses.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you can have 2 communities.
Yeah.
And when you look at the EZY Course communities, they have a level of familiarity.
Yeah.
Because the guys have done an incredible job of making this look and feel like the social media platforms that we're all used to. And I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of why you shouldn't use Facebook for a premium community, but I'm very passionate about that. Very passionate about that. I would not rely on Facebook for a premium community. Full stop.
We are going to rabbit hole that actually. Because
go on then.
No, we have to, AD, because Facebook groups are free. They're there. You can try and channel people in there and things like that. And I think people are on Facebook. So it's like, there's a simple process of, well, I just need to create a Facebook group and people will go in and make it private. I've got a Facebook group of about 5,500 people.
Yes.
Cold water therapy, 5 dippers. There's about 5,500 people in there. So I know I've created a community in there. But let's rabbit hole why it's different running a community on a platform instead of social media. What's the differences? What's the benefits?
Okay. I'm gonna sing the praises of Facebook for a little while and tell you the pros of using Facebook. It's free. People are there, they're browsing Facebook anyway, and they can accidentally fall into your group. They didn't mean to fall into your group, but something's piqued their interest. There's a lot of kind of people that would say go to where the people are.
Yeah.
And from a marketing perspective, I understand that, and I think forming kind of pages and groups that are free as in order to get people nurtured and engaged, I kind of agree with that to a certain level. I tell you what does my head in is when I kind of and I posted about this just a couple of weeks ago on LinkedIn. My Facebook account got hacked and my group disappeared. Now that wasn't me, fortunately, but it was one of my clients going, it's all gone, my group's gone, I can't access my Facebook account. And the Facebook hacking that's going on at the moment is just rife, isn't it?
Why do they hack Facebook? I don't get it. What's
well, it's for money. So on so a friend of mine, this happened to him. He lost his group, he lost his account. And I have to say, I will put it out there, Facebook are pretty useless in terms of resolving these issues for people. I've spoke to law enforcement agencies that find it really difficult to get Facebook to take any action. So this guy's kind of lost all his following, he's lost his group and this, that, and the other. But what's interesting, he's also got financial details attached to his account because he likes to run Facebook ads. And that's what they've done. If an account takeover, they've run a load of ads for spam stuff. I mean, he's got the money back from his bank because he's protected in that way. But it's the knock-on effect that losing all that stuff has. It's massive, massive. And it's one thing losing a free group, but if you've got paying customers And these days, honestly, if I've paid big money for some programs, 4 grand, 5 grand, whatever, and if a premium feature of that I've paid for is a Facebook group, it's like, come on, you know what I mean? I know how easy and cheap it is these days to set up a community that's just off platform, really.
Yeah.
And the way that benefits me is I'm trying to keep it quiet, but I'm not massively warm to Facebook at the moment. Maybe you can tell, but I like to spend less time on there these days.
Yeah.
So, like my nutrition coach, I can pick my phone up and I can click on his app and I can go into his community because I don't want the noise of everything else. That's like what I'm there. And if I see notifications on another app, so like another program I'm on, and I'm not in the headspace to deal with that right now,
yeah,
I could just leave that and go back to that kind of room at a different time. So that for me is, Facebook, free groups and that sort of stuff, great. The quicker I think you can get people into your own ecosystem, the better.
Right, it's the ecosystem. Now you
That's
used
it.
a really good. I love the ecosystem. That's much better. So create an ecosystem, even a link out of your Facebook group into the ecosystem of the platform. Right, that's for me learning the process. I'm like, that makes total sense. And I'm only just starting my Facebook group, so that would be easier to get them over now. So I can even create a backlink from Udemy into my community, can't I? See?
Yeah. That's it. I mean, here's one for you. Without naming any names, I'm talking to a nutrition coach. If you are a nutrition coach watching this, grab your pen and your paper now. Just grab these ideas. So on the EZY Course basic plan, you can have unlimited courses. You can have 2 communities, right? So that tells me you could have a free community and a paid for community. So what this guy is thinking is, right, if I have a free community, right, the process is people see my Instagram reel or my Facebook reel or whatever it is, and the lead magnet, so to speak, is access to a free community. They click on the button, they join the community. We put a welcome page in place that then encourages them to download the app. And then that's it. They've got the app on the phone. They're in this free community. I can not only just email them now, I can even send them a push notification. And when it comes to that process in marketing of attracting people, engaging with them, and then converting them, when you've got people inside a free community that they've not paid for, that's a brilliant time to engage and nurture them. And what he's saying is, to avoid content overwhelm, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to repurpose my social media content and I'm going to feed it into that community. Because actually, if they are following me on Instagram, that doesn't mean to say they're going to see all of my content every day.
Yeah.
They're probably more likely to see it if they're part of my app. And then over time, I can continue to nurture them. And once in a while, I can kind of promote my premium one-to-one coaching package, which then gives them access to the other community, which is more exclusive. That's where the live stuff's happening. That's where the value is. And, whatever courses I create with that membership as well. And it's a very clever model. And like I say, if you're a nutrition coach and you've written that down, you can have that on me.
Actually, it's not just nutrition coach, it's any kind of coach.
Well, that's it, yeah. That's it.
Fairness. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, you talked and said before we started, you went, actually, EZY Course is a modern learning platform. And I was like, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. What do you mean by a modern learning platform? Because that was gold.
Yes. Okay. Well, I encourage anyone to have a look at the EZY Course site, right, and just hover over features, and just actually kick back with a brew and look at all the art of the possible on there. It's incredible. And so there are things that you expect a platform to do, which are like keeping up with the Joneses. So you can put a course on Kajabi or School or Teachable or EZY Course. They all do courses, don't they? Yeah. Different prices, different restrictions. I get it, and you get, kind of all you can eat with a lot of this stuff with EZY Course. But, they all have the ability to put a course out there. Some of them have the ability to put a community on there. Some of them you can create kind of downloadable products and things like that. EZYcourse is strong in terms of you can put audio libraries on there or video libraries and those sorts of things as well. But then it's things like, they've used some real good tech to solve some issues. So, for example, captioning videos is a nightmare, especially for people with my accent.
Right, Derby, I can hear it.
That's it. And I was talking to a lass from Yorkshire the other day that she was having a great time with her captions. But if we want a global business, right?
Yep.
And we're interested in coaching people not just from our own base, then potentially we need to put content out there in different languages.
Yeah.
So how do you go about that? Well, EZYcourse have created an AI system that you literally go, this video here, I want in these 4 different languages. There's hundreds to choose from, but you might go, I want these 3 languages, and you click a button, and then over time it converts those captions for you into English and Spanish and German or whatever languages you want. And it's stuff like that makes you go, right, okay, these are the modern tools that a creator needs.
Yeah.
Because the minute you can shave time off your production process, the minute you start and getting into higher levels of revenue, if you cut time, you cut cost, you increase revenue. Simple.
Perfect. So I know we've talked about all the positives of EZYcourse. I'm going to come in with the problem that I found and I don't know if it's been rectified, but I know you will. I found the process of putting a video into my course really long. It was a 2-step process. On Udemy, I just drag and drop it in, I get an email being processed. On Udemy, I had to put in, on EZYcourse, I had to put in loads of stuff through Google hard drive or something like that. Then I had to click on them to put them in, and then I have to put them in, and it takes up. Has that been improved?
So the multiple uploads of videos has got better. When I first started, I put together a course for a magic friend of mine. He's like the best card magician in the world. And
what's he called?
Sean Hayden. And he was on Britain's Got Talent in the year of the pandemic, actually, when everything was all online. But he blows my mind, actually. And I remember filming tricks with him. We had a camera crew and we used a lovely country house. It was beautiful. And it just blew my mind. But it also deeply upset me, I have to say, because I don't like to know how things are done in magic. I just want to believe it is actually magic. And I got to see some behind the scenes stuff and I was like, oh.
Never as good as what you think, is it?
No, but a sleight of hand. Oh my gosh! Don't trust that guy around your pockets. But anyway, I digress. I don't mean that, Sean. But I had to upload those videos singularly, one at a time. So the ability to kind of upload multiple videos together has made things easier. And I guess there's a couple of things really with every platform. I don't think any platform provider is at the top of the mountain. And I don't think any platform provider will ever get to the top of the mountain because you know what? Next year, there's going to be new stuff that we don't even know about right now.
Correct.
So when you choose a platform, not only do you look at what they've got today, but you look at their roadmap and their appetite for growth and their commitment to support as well.
Yeah.
Now, here's the interesting thing. We'll go back to Facebook. Of all the platform providers, it's usually the case that the Facebook group that they have is exclusive to their paying customers. What I absolutely love about EZYcourse is they throw their doors wide open. You don't have to be a customer to join their Facebook group. You can get in there and you can ask your questions. You can see what other user experiences are and things like that. And just like with any platform, there will be those things that you go, I wish this was better. I wish that was kind of improved in that way. I wish we had this button. And what I can say about the guys at EZYcourse is I have never come across a bunch of people, a team of people within any supplier that I've ever worked with on this level or in all of my corporate experience that is so receptive to wanting that continuous flow
Yeah.
of improvements. You know,
I would like to tell everyone, and I know I don't know how to pronounce his name. Is it Hidek?
Sadek,
Sidek.
yeah,
So when I was new, like let's say there's 100 people in the group, I messaged in the group, right? I'm struggling to put. Why is it taking me 20 minutes per video when I've got like 100 videos per course? This is going to take me 4 weeks to get it in. He messaged me, private messaged me, went jump on a call and I'll show you how to do a group upload. And that's the owner of the business, the CEO of the business, privately messaged me and gave me an hour of his time because I think he was in India. Was he in Pakistan? Did he move to somewhere else after there was problems in Pakistan?
they didn't have to move about. There was huge issues in. They've got a big presence in Bangladesh, and there
Yeah.
was a lot of trouble. And he, yeah, I was
He
just
messaged me. I did a
amazed.
1 hour video with him.
Yeah, yeah,
Said that you
yeah,
need to do this, 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 and this. Let me just click that, click that, click that. And I was like, wow,
yeah, yeah,
that's a level of commitment.
yeah. He's. I feel like we've become good friends.
Yes.
I've been with the guys. You'll see my face on the website, on the YouTube channel, and things like that. I am a certified expert for the platform, and it's a pleasure and a privilege to wear that title. I
Cheers.
talk to the guys regular. Sadek and I are regularly in contact
Yeah.
and things like that. And the level of support I used to have for years a favorite supplier team that I used to work with. We became good friends. They were based in Birkenhead, and
I used
it
to
was a
work in
platform.
Birkenhead.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, cracking people, and even as I worked for a customer of theirs. I was the learning expert that
Yeah.
worked for those, and they treated us like part of the team. Both me and my wife,
Yeah.
always. And actually, even when I left that company, they used to invite us to Christmas parties, and it was just that connection that we had. And I have to say that the EZY Course team are up there with my favourite teams. They're in. I don't know who's actually in first and second place. It might be joint, but they're a very, very good team to work with. I'm so impressed.
Yeah. They're very personable, to be fair.
Yeah, yeah,
And I remember he had his family around. I know it's quite noisy in the background, and it must have been. I don't know what time he got in contact. But I was like, "What time is it with you?" And oh, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He went, "No, no, we're building, so we're moving. It's fine. It's not a problem. I work in the nighttime. It's dark. It's cool and stuff like that." I was like, "Oh my god, wow." So that was really helpful and beneficial. That's how I got the meditation, the breathwork course up. And I like the certification process of it as well, that you can create your own certificates, you can put them in, and then I liked it. And who was it that started advertising it? It was a car garage guy or something that he was like, look, I was on Kajabi and I didn't like certain features. I needed to be able to do this, this, and this. And I was like, oh, it was a guy who created a garage mechanic video course or something like that.
that's right. Yeah, mechanic mindset, if I remember right. I
Yeah,
think
something
that's
like that. Yeah.
the name of it. I feel the need to double check that, but yeah, based in the West Midlands,
Yeah.
his membership platform is designed to train mechanics
Yeah.
how to use diagnostic equipment
Yeah.
and that sort of stuff. And here endeth my knowledge on mechanics.
We'll have to go and do the course.
That's it. And he's smashing it. He's got
Yeah.
all these kind of mechanics that are subscribing, recurring revenue.
Yeah.
He's got a community there. He's got courses. He's got resources and things like that. He's got a good Facebook presence.
Yeah.
But I can see what he's doing. Like we said earlier, is bringing people across into his own ecosystem.
Yes.
And that's it. And then he's scaling it and growing it and doing really well.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. No, I've no that I think there's so much in this podcast, and I've got a feeling we're going to do more, especially when it comes to marketing and stuff like that. And we'll talk about other platforms and why EZY Course is different. Because I think it's such a I genuinely like the platform. I like how easy it is when I look at it. I know there's a lot of options that I'm like, and I see so many Facebook updates, and even I'm like, I don't know what's going on. This
Yeah.
company has grown so quickly, so fast. I'm like, wow. So I know
Yeah.
I got in contact. I was like, look, can you just ask, how do I get Stripe on it? That's all I'm struggling with.
Yeah,
And
that's it.
the annoying thing about the whole Stripe thing, when we were talking, I could do it. And I was like,
Yeah.
why is that so annoying?
Yeah,
Anyone.
this is it. Yeah. And as you know, as the platform grows and develops, my intention is to, create more educational
Yeah.
stuff and have more resources and things like that. And with a platform that grows, that training piece is often kind of the last piece in the puzzle
You
because
need the videos. You need the videos. And I know when I was new to EZY Course, I was like, have you not got some more videos for these kind of things? So when you said, oh, I've started doing videos, I'm like, right, I'll buy your course, buy your course.
that's it. Yeah.
You
And
need the videos.
yeah, and there is a challenge with that because you can record a video today, and then in a month's time there might be something a little bit different about the platform, and straight away, and
Yes.
that's why for me the community that I'm growing, the group coaching, the one-to-one stuff,
Yeah.
is really key. I
Yes.
think and anyone that's interested in that, please talk to me.
Well, that's what we're going to talk
And
about now, because
okay,
that's the important part. And we need, there's an opportunity to be part of EZY Course. There's an opportunity to have you coach people into the progress, the program, the building of the communities, the building of your courses, everything you need to be successful on that platform. Because I know that I'm gonna help with that because I like the platform as well, and now I'm gonna be on that process learning with you and stuff like that. So as part of this, I'll put into the links for anyone listening is like, right, what is EZY Course, where EZY Course is, and how to get in contact with you, Eddie. What's going to be on that membership program, which is going to be such high value for anybody? How are you going to start them from? What's the journey you're going to take them through on that very personal face-to-face monthly coaching program that we're putting together? Where are we going to take people from to where?
okay. So very simply, we're going to take people from a place that they have no digital products
Yeah.
to a place that they have digital products that they can confidently go and sell. That's it. And in order to get from A to B, we're going to go through a process of planning, building, and launching.
Yeah.
And we're going to do it in that order. And there's a
And
reason we're going to go on.
go on.
I was going to say reason we're going to do it in that plan, build, launch. And I know you'll have lots to say about this. Lots of people want to dive into the building bit. Right, let's make a video, let's create a PowerPoint, let's do. And no, start with the planning bit.
I love it. Like, no,
Let's not do that because you don't want to create something that's not going to be successful. That's crap, right? So let's plan to succeed, and that plan's really important. It's almost like you. I mean, I personally believe, literally, if somebody told me today, right, I'm ready to get started on an EZY course, I'm going to get this basic level entry, and I want something up and running next week, can we do it? I'd be like, yeah, absolutely. For the reasons I said earlier, you can build a community and you can get this rocking. So actually, before you worry about building stuff, let's think about marketing and selling it first. Let's think about who it's for, what problems are we solving, list them all. What are the bits that we do within our course or community or whatever that solve this stuff for you, Mr. Potential Client? What's the process that we go through? How much is it, and that sort of stuff. Because all of that, and we do some market research. So you mentioned Udemy. Let's get on there and let's see what's selling on Udemy. Let's have a look at your niche and let's have a look at some examples of what's selling. And I guarantee there'll be stuff in there that they're not doing that you can. So that's where
I do that, and I've just found a course that they're not doing, and I put it up on Udemy, and it's starting to sell really well. I was so surprised. I'm not even going to tell everybody what it is, but I'm. Do I share? I'm going to share.
Okay.
I'm obsessed with car balloting.
Okay.
I love it. I do my own car. I bought all the stuff. I bought all the polishes, the waxes, the ceramic waxes, the vacs. I'm obsessed with car valet. I love it. Every week my car gets. I've actually done it this morning to be prepared. If you had to send me that message on LinkedIn, I'd have probably missed the 1 o'clock. I'm not even gonna lie. I was valeting the car and I had a plumber around. Right. So I just thought, do you know what? I'm gonna have a look in Udemy. I was like, oh my God, there's nothing in there on that. Boom, drop that course, started selling straight away. I went, if there's not in there, it's not that it's not selling. I can't believe no one's found that niche.
Yeah.
And there's a few that I was like, oh my God, I can't believe there's not any of these courses on there. So yeah. Yes, there's opportunities, and just if you go, and one of the things I'll share now for everybody as well is if you Google which platform to go on for selling, they'll show you all the free ones. There's not just Udemy that's free, there's Center of Excellence and all these, but they'll tell you what the downsides are. And I think the downside to Udemy is it's a saturated market and you get low value on the thing. But they don't tell you the upside. Well, they do actually mention the upside. The upside is Udemy's got the reach. And I'm still surprised that people don't know what Udemy is. I'm like, how do you not know what Udemy is? What's Udemy? I'm like, it's an online course platform. You can get courses for 20, 30, 40, 50 quid, whatever. And you literally, you learn the process of becoming a coach and all those kind of, and they're like, oh, I didn't know that. I said, yeah, that's how I learned how to become a coach. And that's why course creation is such a good, powerful thing. I think I've got 12, 13 courses now. Yeah,
this is it.
Yeah.
And well, it's a great place to start actually, because there's a few things that happen. You might discover things on there, right? And you might go, oh, there's a gap in the market. Sometimes people get flustered when they see that there are courses on there of their topic, because it's like, oh, hold on a minute, there's already things out there. But actually, that's kind of indicating to you that there's a strong market there anyway.
And that point there, AD, is I released a course on Udemy that I was like, this is not going to sell. There is too many on there. It went in as a bestseller super quick. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And it's the meditation and the breath work one. And there's people been on there doing meditation and breath work for years that had got the share of it, went straight in as a hot topic. I was selling loads every month. And the feedback I was getting is, oh my God, this is so different. Thank you so much for telling me about nervous systems, polyvagal, and all those kind of things, meditation and breath work. And it still sells in a saturated market. I don't know what it was that brought it up, but there must be something in there that was like hot and new, put it to the top, sell. Fantastic. It's actually a really good platform. Yeah,
it is. I think with Udemy, you kind of push down that low value route, aren't you? I think that's the issue I've got. I know that you get a higher percentage of the courses that are sold through your link, so you get a link, don't you, that you promote, and you get a higher value from. And they take, the lion's share, don't they, of courses that they sell under their steam. But it's all that low value stuff. And the issue I've sometimes got, Cuddy, is very often people will come to me and they're looking to create that £30 course. And it's great. I've got £30 courses that I sell. We spoke about some of them. And, I can't deny it's nice that when you wake up in the morning, you've got an extra £30.
Absolutely.
And, I might say to my good lady, oh, let's go out for lunch. But there's been a lot of work that's gone into that course to create those little £30. And you have to kiss a lot of frogs. So I always challenge people to go, okay, so how can you make £30 into £300?
Yes.
How can you make £300 into 3,000? And let's not pretend this isn't possible, because it is. Yes. You and I have paid, decent money for programs that we've been on. I know I have. And so the way that you get from A to B in that planning stage that we're talking about is, right, okay, so what would £300 look like? What do I need to add to stand out from that Udemy course, make it more value, and get more revenue for it? And the answers to that are to get more personal, aren't they?
Yeah.
If you think of a book author, people read a book, they don't get to engage with the book author, and that's why they pay, $19.99 for the book. Yeah. The minute that you also get access to, I don't know, a one-to-one session with that person, a one-off consultation, or you're part of a community where you can engage, or maybe you're part of a one-to-group live session, all of a sudden that is of more value, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then obviously a lot of people, particularly coaches, then go to the higher ticket price things, which is almost the mastermind one-to-one approach, isn't it?
Yeah.
And when you think like that in that planning phase, all of a sudden you go, well, actually, rather than going after these £30 courses, what I'm actually going to go after first is the group coaching bit. And the content of that community and those sessions is then going to form the content for my £30 options.
Yeah.
and that's a quicker route to success. So that planning bit becomes really, really powerful from lots of angles. You know, because when we get into the build bit, and that's where there's lots of work for people to do, because there's videos to record and PowerPoints to make and handouts and things like that. And that's why, you know, you mentioned Canva and video skills and things like that. That's why, you know, a community for me is really powerful, because as people hit these roadblocks and they go, oh my God, I've never edited a video before, you can go, well, you know, I'd recommend CapCut, and actually here's a really useful tutorial on it.
CapCut's really good. Yeah, CapCut's really good. Canva, super easy.
That's it. Yeah.
I would recommend Opus Clips to a lot of people for their podcasts and stuff like that. This is going to get chopped up in Opus Clips, and it's going to send out quality content all day for you.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, Canva definitely, absolutely. Canva is a phenomenal for
that's
creating
it.
PowerPoints, creating presentations, videotaping, lovely backgrounds. My background was made on Canva. The podcast will be done with Canva. It's fantastic. It's
yeah. That's it. Yeah, I posted a video in my community. Oh, I've not got it here. You might have seen those little, you know, those Bluetooth camera buttons.
Nope.
Okay, it's a Bluetooth camera button. It connects to your phone by Bluetooth, and all it is a button that starts and stops your video.
Oh.
Right, that's all it is. And you know that little button that cost me £4 off Amazon, right? It saves me a fortune in time, because rather than then put that video into a video editor where I've got to edit out the bit where I'm fiddling for the stop button like that at the end, you know, I've literally got it in my hand. I can click start, say what I'm saying, click stop. No. So I've removed the editing process. And, you know, that little £4, I mean, I'm surprised you've not heard of them, but, you know, evidently a lot of people haven't. But it's little tips like that you can drip into a community as and when they jump into your head, that actually helps people along that route and makes it a lot easier for them.
Perfect. Well, a lot of content there. Fantastic podcast for marketing for coaches, for on that journey of coaching. Any kind of coach, whatever coach you are, whether it's nutrition, mindset, wellness, emotional health, overcoming trauma. I call myself a mind management coach because I help people manage their minds. I work with kids, I work with adults, because it's about belief. So I'm always working on people's beliefs and how trauma is encoded into the body and stuff like that. EZY Course, and I'm going to put their logo on this as well. So Hadek better recognize that. Because we can feed it into the Facebook group as well, in all fairness, because I can I can do that. So that's really good. EZY Course is a great platform. It's very easy, and there's going to be a part of it that you're going to need help with, like I needed help with. Your courses were great, and there's massive opportunities for affordable startups for anybody with EZY Course. And I think that's kind of where we should leave it, especially for marketing, understanding the power of community. Community is a great way for people to genuinely start, and it's not always on Facebook. And I really enjoyed that. That's my takeaway from today, AD. Is there anything else you want to say, AD?
There's lots of things that we could go into, but what I do want to say is it's just been a pleasure and a privilege to have this conversation, you know, and you've got some takeaways and I've got some takeaways too. And you know, I think on a closing note, I want to just kind of hat tip. I've had one of my clients today, in an absolute kind of panic attack with technology, and I have to say that's what it does to us, doesn't it? Like I say, we're experts in our own field, and tech really does, I'm serious about this, create some massive amounts of anxiety. Recognize that is what I would say, and just connect with people that are going to help you along your way. You know, it's not easy to create stuff online. You know, all these gurus that are out there saying that you know you can be an overnight millionaire by doing this, that, and the other. It's wrong. It takes a lot of graft and hard work and some learning as well, and some stepping out your comfort zone. But trust me, that fear of technology can absolutely be smashed. And once you do that, you can then move forward in the journey that you want to go down and you deserve to go down.
Absolutely. And on that bombshell, as always, if it's in the mind, it can be managed. Big love from Cuddy. And I hope you've enjoyed another episode of If It's in the Mind, It Can Be Managed, the Mind Management Mentors podcast, the marketing edition. We'll see you next time.